Peloton has other spinning studios breaking a sweat. The company is reinventing the popular indoor cycling trend with its unique high-tech bike that allows riders to compete against others in a virtual setting while in the comfort of your own home. It just received a $75 million investment in its latest round of funding. And joining us right now is Peloton co-founder and CEO John Foley. John, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to show the bike in a second. But first, give us the sense of what's going on here. How's business? What kind of reception are you getting from this new bike?
So business is great. We launched last year. We did $10 million our first year. We're doing $50 million this year. Have high hopes for next year. Obviously, that's why we took the fundraising. We're now profitable, so we're feeling pretty good. We have close to 100,000 global riders riding in the Peloton, as it were. So business is great because the options at home to get a fantastic dripping wet 45-minute workout whenever you want one have been pretty limited. Obviously, if you go to these great boutique studios like SoulCycle and Flywheel, you can get that fantastic workout with a high-energy coach and great music and the interactivity and energy of other people, but that option hasn't been available at home. You know, if you have kids, if you have a busy life, and you want to run downstairs and get a 45-minute workout at your timing and your convenience, that hasn't been an option before Peloton.
So is that what it is, the stand? I mean, I'm a biker. I love riding my bike outside, but there are a lot of options if you have a bike inside your house, right? How do you stand out?
So I will tell you, Maria, I'm an outdoor cyclist as well. If I have 4 hours on a Saturday morning going up the GW Bridge, go 50 miles, it's my dream.
Same, me too. I love it.
But with 2 young kids and my wife works and I work, that option of taking 4 hours is pretty an indulgent thing that you used to do in your 20s. But
I'd say
now, less and less do you have that option. Right. So my wife and I take turns. We'll wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll get that fantastic workout on the Peloton bike, and by 6:45 we're done with our workout and our kids wake up, and we didn't have to go to the gym, take the travel time, 20 minutes each way, or, you know, to go for a 50-mile ride. Takes a lot of time, obviously. So
the bike costs, Mike, I'm going to get you in right. The bike is what, almost $2,000?
Exactly.
Okay, $1,995.
Yeah.
So congratulations, John. You know, we run a VC fund, and when we see something where we say, man, I should have thought of that, you know, it's usually a good product. Awesome. And that's when we look at this, go, man, why didn't we come up with that? So, so I applaud you on your success, and I see a lot of upside for your company. But can you get away from the bike also, or are there plans to move into other things like a yoga studio or like a kickboxing class or something?
For sure.
Like that?
So one of the reasons why we took the Catterton $75 million in this growth equity round is to continue to be an innovation company. We are not a stationary bike company. That was our first product, but certainly we plan to be pretty aggressive, leveraging our now strong balance sheet in doing things broadly across fitness. So you think about Peloton, we are innovating at the nexus of fitness, technology, and content, or media. And there are lots of different instructor-led classes, whether it's yoga or I'm a fan of Barry's Boot Camp.
Yep.
Some of these other things where you get the energy of other people.
I almost died in a Barry's Boot Camp class. First time going.
What's your target customer? Because I tend to buy some of these, you know, and end up hanging clothes on them. So how do you get people to use this bike, and what's your target customer?
Well, sure. That's kind of been the flaw of the model for the last 30 or 40 years, going back to Nordic Track, was it was a piece of hardware that sat in your basement. We are saying it's not about the hardware, it's about the content. It's about the motivation and the instructor and the energy of other people and the music. So we are more of a technology company with software and the streaming content versus a traditional hardware player. It's actually beautiful. Since we're on Fox Business, I'll tell you it's also a beautiful business model in that it's not about a hardware margins, it's a subscription digital content business model. So what works for the consumer also in our case works for the business as well.
That's what stands you apart.
Yeah,
right there.
And what's unique about Peloton is you can get the live classes, and you can also get classes that are sort of on tape, right? So you can, if you don't make a live class necessarily, you can always pull up a class.
That's a good point. That's exactly right. So we think we're kind of an Apple meets, because we're a hardware software platform. We run our own retail stores, so we're a lot like Apple. But to your point, we're also like Netflix, because you can take one of thousands of rides on demand. I love this particular instructor. I like 80s hip hop. I only have 30 minutes, so I select my filters, and here is a subset of the classes.
You described me perfectly. 80s hip hop, 30 minutes, that instructor.
Exactly.
That is great. Yeah. Congratulations, John.
Yeah, so we're having fun. It's a cool company. We're trying to build, global lifestyle brand. We share an investor with Warby Parker, so Tiger Global is an investor.
Oh, okay.
We share an investor with Fitbit, so True Ventures. John Callahan is also on our board. So in addition to Catterton, we've got some great money, ambitious money. I'm an ambitious guy, so we're having fun.
You're going to take it public at some point? Is that the goal?
I would be surprised if we're not considering it in the next year or two. Certainly for us, we don't need the money, but as you guys know more than anybody, these things can be fantastic marketing events. So, for
it's true.
Running the process, you get a lot of hype and excitement, so we might consider it.
Peloton co-founder, founder and CEO John Foley there. Good to see you, John.